Hey guys, you're watching X1 and Ellie. My name is AJ and welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Theme Park. This is episode 99. I know, crazy. You know what that means next episode. Today I'm over sort of at the beginning of the theme park, the sort of starting area, because I found this little bit of land here that's been unmodified that we can build upon. We're going to be building an idea that was sent in from a subscriber. He actually sent over quite a substantial list of little theme park ideas and rides that we could do, and I saw this one and I thought, yeah, we could do that. Now I doubt we're going to be able to get it finished this episode, but we should at least get a good start on it, ready for the world tour next episode, in fact. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a game that he called Douse the House. Now I don't know if he's seen this off another channel, or if he's seen this off a server, or if he just thought of it in his head. It was only a name. He just gave me a name, Douse the House, and I thought, I think I could do something with that. So I don't think I'm going to call it Douse the House because I'm not using any water, so I'm not dousing anything. But there is a pretty cool thing that we can do with dispensers, fire chargers. Can you see where I'm going with this? And then if we grab some netherrack as well. So let's grab some netherrack here. Also, I still can't get over, I think this might be my first theme park episode in TU25. I know TU25 has been out a very long time now though. But I think this is my first episode in TU25. Doesn't everything, in my opinion, look a lot more bright and vibrant? It might just be me, but especially like the pumpkins and everything that I seem to look at seems to be a little bit more colourful. That might just be me, I don't know. But anyway, let's grab a button here as well, just for showing purposes. If we get a dispenser, not a dropper, a dispenser, and we put in our fire charge, and then we stick a piece of netherrack on top, stick a button on the side. Now, when this is activated, it actually sets the netherrack on fire. Now, this is really cool. I didn't know that it really done that, but it seems to, through a little tiny bit of testing that I've done, it seems to do it every single time. So if I hit it again, you can actually see the fire charge nearly make it all the way out. Okay, so what I was thinking is that we could build a house, okay, like a normal looking suburban maybe style house, and then we have a button on the outside of the building that you use to start the whole game. You hit the button, it sends a redstone signal to the entire house, each with a little bit of a netherrack and a dispenser with some fire charges below it. It lights them all, and then you have to go around the house, knock them all out, knock all the fires out, and then once all of the fires are out, you then have to come back outside and maybe hit another button that stops the timer. That's what I'm thinking, and then it's like it's a single player game. I suppose you could build two houses and race against each other if you wanted. We might still do that. But if we can set up some sort of very simple timer, we might be able to do that. But that's not to worry about until right at the end. So let's think of a house design and what colours we want to use. Now we also have the stained glass here. Obviously they've all sort of changed their textures. I will be putting like blue stained glass at the Sea Life World. I'll try and do that before next episode if I have time. But let's see what colours we have available. I really like clay. I think clay is a beautiful block. I'm going to go with blue for the house. I think we're going to go some quartz for the roof. We also have these new doors as well, and an iron trapdoor. Doesn't look very iron in this texture pack. Oh, I see, it's like rusty iron. Hey, that's pretty cool, actually. I like that. Alright. It's actually giving me some ideas. That would look sick in a sewer, wouldn't it? Like if you had a sewer grate and stuff like that. That would look cool. But then we've got some doors that we can choose from as well. Some very nice looking doors, in fact. That's a very, very nice door for a suburban house, isn't it? Well, that's more of an interior door. I haven't really had a good look at these. And that's more of a bedroom door as well. What about this one? Hey, that's a nice front door. Yeah, you can even see through it. Alright, let's go with this then. And then, I'm not gonna... Should we use stained glass? I might use some white stained glass. Give it a little bit of a shine. Okay, so, let's do a house. We're gonna have to make it somewhat big, because we've got to fit all of the redstone wiring and everything in it. So, it is actually gonna have to be quite substantial. I think I'm gonna put a double door to give us more space. So, et voila. Hey, that looks cool. Yeah, I like those. I like those a lot. Alright, so, for this house, let's get a splash potion as well. And let's get building. This is sort of like a throwback. I don't like to mention it. I hate mentioning it. But it's like a little throwback to Let's Build a City. You know, building houses and all that kind of stuff. Really, really cool. People have been asking, is that series ever going to come back? I do mention it now and again. At the moment, no, I'm still not interested in bringing it back. I know it annoys so many of you every time that I say that. Even with these new blocks, I'm just not that interested in it. I don't really fancy doing all of that. It was so overwhelming trying to keep that going. It was really, really tough. That white stained glass, that blue and white glass looks absolutely phenomenal. I think what I'm going to do, I'm already getting into the perfecting mode. I think if we do something like that, that might look a little bit better. Yeah, maybe even taking some inspiration off some of the Simpsons builds that we've done. How about that? Yeah, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Alright, so what we need to remember is that if we're going to have a 2-story building, which is what I really want, we're going to have the roof. Let's say the roof was here. Okay, not in blue, obviously. But that gives us 3 blocks high. I think as long as you've got 3 blocks high in a house, it feels like it's sort of big enough. At least you can jump in it, which is slightly realistic. And then we need to have a space for redstone to be able to go in between the floorboards. And then we would have the next floor here. Okay, so that's like the minimum that we can have, because we need to be able to run redstone up walls. We need to run them between, you know what I mean. I've lost track of my words. Between floorboards and stuff like that. So that means that the 2nd story window has to be here. Now, surprisingly enough, that doesn't actually look as ugly as I thought. Sometimes when you do houses and you have like 3 blocks between the floorboards, it tends to look a little bit strange, because the windows seem to be so high up compared to the floor below it. But I don't know if it's the colours that are helping or what, but we seem to be doing okay. Now, do we put in a little window here? Like a little central window? Maybe. I'm going to keep it there for the moment. In fact, we might, if I do something like this, I know that makes it uneven. No, that looks horrible. Alright, what about if we just leave the top 2 instead? Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to go with that. Okay, we'll have some quartz going up this outside here. The quartz and the clay go so well together. Any pastel colours and quartz look fantastic. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, so that's got our 2-story. Then I want a garage on this side here. So we're doing a very suburban style house here. Doesn't need to be a huge garage door, does it? We just need to be, let's keep it sort of our 5-block minimum width that we do a lot. So that goes up there. That goes there. Yeah, wonderful. And then we just need to do something like this on the top. Let's poke a hole in it. Put some white stained clay in there. Wonderful. At least for episode 100, we'll have a little bit of TU25 blocks in here. That looks pretty cool. Okay, now down this side, I want to add a little bit of an extension. I want this house to be obviously relatively big, because we need to be able to fit all sorts in here. So if we go up, if we do the 2nd story first, this might sound a little bit weird, but if we do the 2nd story first, it's going to help me later on, because I want to put like a conservatory on the side here. So if we done that, and then let's say we do that, and then we put in another 3 wide window, something like that. Wonderful. That goes up there. Quartz goes up on the edge. Okay, so we've got these 2 windows at the top there. And then I want a conservatory out here. So for the conservatory, I think I'm still going to stick with quartz. Yeah. Okay, I'm still going to stick with quartz. So that's 2 blocks in, there to there. Now, I've actually got quite a few conservatories on my land. I've got 2 on my house and 1 on my annex. And I'm going to do the traditional white sort of semicircle one. I know there's plenty of different shapes. There's square ones and all sorts. In fact, that's probably not big enough to be worth it, is it? Probably need to make it a little bit bigger. If we came out another block, do the same on this side. So we want it big enough to be able to move in and do some stuff in. Let's take these out. Well, that there, that there, that there, that there, that there, that there, that there. Yeah, that's big enough now. Yeah, I think that's a nice size. Alright, so conservatory windows. I'm going to actually keep probably most of it glass. So, like, if I put this down here and that down there, that gives us a decent window in there. Yeah, if we keep as much of it as we can glass, it's going to give us a really open conservatory feel. And it's so hot. Woo, dog barking. That scared me. That scared me so bad. That's completely lost my train of thought, in fact. I done that wrong. That's meant to be there, there, there. Yeah, that really threw me off. Like that, and like that. And then we can probably do full glass blocks on the end there instead of panes. I've already got used to, I think I've got used to where the new blocks are in TU25 as well, which is very, very handy. So that goes up there and down there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And steady now. And there. So yeah, if you're missing Let's Build a City, hopefully this will give you a little bit of a house building fix, hey? How about that? Please don't spam my comment section with bring back the Let's Build a City series. Each time that I get that, it just makes me not want to do it even more. Because the expectations are just so high for that series. I just don't have the the willpower, if you like, to be able to keep that up. I done so many of that. I know what the problem was. I know why I lost interest in that series. I ended up doing that series too often. You guys were really enjoying it. At the time, I was really enjoying it. So I was doing tons of episodes of that. I think I was doing an episode nearly every day. It was like every day and a half. I think I was doing a series on that. And it just turned out that I was sort of overdoing it. And then I lost interest on it. So that's the reason why. Okay, that looks pretty cool. And then I think if we put something like a nice slab edging around it. Splash me. Feels so slow. Oops. Like this. Down here. I will just say a little bit more of the Let's Build a City series. It might continue at some point. Don't think that it's never ever going to come back. Assume that it's never ever going to come back. But just keep a little bit in mind that it might at some point. Still, it's not going to be anytime soon, if you like. But at some point it might. Okay, so hopefully that sort of brightened up a couple of people's days. Hopefully you're not feeling too down about it all. Okay, something like this. Yeah, all the way down to there. Wonderful. This one then comes around here. These conservatory roofs, they're so sometimes tricky to do. They do look amazing though once you've done them. Something like, oops, like that. And then this one will just fill in along the top. And then on my conservatory roof, I don't know how it is on some other people's, but on my conservatory roof, I usually have, mind you, we've got an odd number here, which probably isn't the greatest idea. I have like a sticky up bit, but it doesn't look like I can do it with an odd number. Yeah, that looks pretty cool though. I like that. It's a nice big conservatory. Got a nice sized garage here. I'm actually going to make that one higher. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put that back. Garage doors are nice and easy for us. I always like to use stairs along here. It gives us a really cool sort of effect from it. That is still too short, isn't it? I think I am going to do that. Yeah, and then maybe have something like that. Oh, that's quite nice, actually. All the way across the top. I think the roof is also going to be white as well, probably. So yeah, let me continue this a little bit. I'm going to continue with the back and stuff like that. I'm sure you guys can sort of follow the pattern that I'm doing now, just so we can get this moving on a tiny little bit. I'll be right back. Alright, so main shell is now up. before we put the roof on, I think it's in our best interest to actually do the redstone first, which is why I've left the roof entirely off. What I have done, though, is I've gone ahead and I've put down just a clay floor. What colour is that meant to be? Just hardened clay. And then a pink for the roof. I think the pink goes well with the blue. It's very sort of cartoony. Just a nice colour. We've still got room to put lights in and stuff. That's going to be the ceiling. But obviously the floor will probably be back to the hardened clay colour here. And then we'll do another pink ceiling above that on this height. We might even do the attic. We might even have enough space to do the attic if we want to as well. I've left this space open in the middle for a staircase. So we know that it's got to go like so. And then the hardened clay will be on this level. I will put it down, otherwise you guys might not understand. But I'll do that like that. So this will be the next floor where we'll have a few bedrooms. And then this story then needs to come down, or this staircase, sorry, needs to come down here. Hopefully we've got enough room. Yeah, perfect. Okay, sort of like the Simpsons house layout. You know how they have a staircase right in front of them? And then that allows us, we'll probably, do we want to stick with blue? Or yeah, I think we're going to stick with blue. So we'll have a wall down here, for example. I think we need to put down the rooms first. I think that's our next step, is to sort out exactly where we want our rooms to be. And then put down where the dispensers are going to be. So, we want, I'm going to do it like this. That's good. We'll have that as a doorway. We'll have the same on the other side. So you can sort of go left or right straight out of the door. That gives that window a really cool look as well, you see. Perfect. Okay, so we come through here. Do we want to keep the rooms nice and small and have multiple of them? I probably think so. So we'll have that there, that there. And what I'm doing is I'm not having doors on the inside, because obviously I don't really want people to have to open, close when they go through them and stuff like that. We might as well just have nice sort of door frames, and it'll work just as well. Okay, so conservatory in there. I'll probably do a different coloured floor in here, probably like a black and white floor, I think I'm going to do there. Should we try and do this like a real house? So if we had that as, I don't know, they got to be small rooms, you see, because of all the stuff. We could do a bigger one here. Okay, I've got an idea. We'll have this room here as the kitchen. Okay, so if we're gonna sort of mark out what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put a furnace in there just to let me know that this is gonna be the kitchen. This is obviously the garage, so we'll do some sort of tarmac or black floor in there. I've already done the doorway for that. If the kitchen's there, then we probably want the lounge somewhere or here. So let's put this up. You know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove those blocks, because we want to try and give ourselves as much room on this inside as we possibly can. Oops. So we want, yeah. So we want a doorway in here. Like this. So this would make a nice sized lounge. I think we could fit a nice sofa in there. We've got, this room could be, I don't know, this one could be the lounge, because these are the back doors. I put some back doors in to maybe a back garden. We might even set the back garden on fire, depending on how far we want to go with it. I'm also almost thinking that this should be the lounge. This should be the kitchen. In here. Kitchen there. This can be a dining room. If we're going to do a dining room, then what I'll do is I'll put down some stairs as chairs. So if I do like this, for example, that's going to remind me like it's a dining room. This one here could easily be a bathroom. And if it was going to be a bathroom, then we should probably block off this wall here. Or should we have a bathroom downstairs? What other room would you have downstairs? I'm trying to think. You don't really need anything more than that, do you, downstairs? Kitchen, a lounge, conservatory. Yeah, bathroom. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll do that then. Wonderful bathroom in there. For the bathroom, I'm just going to do that to look like a toilet or something like that. That'll just remind me what it is. Conservatory, we can obviously just put 5 in there. We'll do some plants or some desks or some chairs or something like that. Same in here. We'll build a car in the garage. And then upstairs, now we need to remember what floor we're going to be on. I don't want to put the floor down though, because obviously we need to run redstone around here. But for certain, I want to really leave it open at the top here. So I think we're going to start with this on this level here. Ooh, careful now. So we need to come down to there. And along here as well. And then we don't have too much room. We could fit in, obviously, a bedroom. The simplest way would be something like that. Mind you, the window's right in the way. I could move the window, remove it entirely. Or have the door there. Then that solves all of our problems. If we'd done that on the other side as well. Like that. Now that window's right in the way. Alright, that window's going. We can't have both of them. Like that. How does that look like from this side? Yeah, it doesn't look bad. That's absolutely fine. What do you think of the back and stuff like that? I didn't show you it, but there's the window design if you are interested in building this house for yourself. I guess it's coming on really nicely. It's very suburban-y looking. I am tempted to split maybe this one here into like an ensuite bathroom. Like that. And then like the door could go in the end there. Something like that. Splash me. Yeah, that would look okay, wouldn't it? So that would be like one bedroom with a bathroom. We could do the same on the other side. I was hoping to get more than one room up here. If we done one bedroom... Yeah, we can't... I can't do it. I can't split that up. It would make the rooms too small. That's fine. That's fine. Alright then, I will put another second bathroom in here then as well. Okay, so this runs along this bit. Along there. Along there. How are we doing for time? Looks like we are over time. So what we're going to do is let's just finish off this wall. Or we're like at the episode length. Not quite over yet. But now what we need to do is we need to just quickly go around and do some locations of where we want it to set on fire. So, obviously we need it on this top level here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spam about some netherrack. And then we can go around and delete the ones in between that we don't want it to be in. So, oops. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to take those away. I'm going to put that one there. Oops. There. No, come on. Stop it. There. Wonderful. Take that one away. Take that one away like that. So we've got all the places where netherrack is going to be. We're going to then have to put dispensers below them. And then fill them with fire charges to light the netherrack when we want. The reason why I've been using clay for the entirety of this build and quartz is because it's not flammable. I know we have fire spread off in this world because of other stuff that might get a little bit broken if it all gets burnt down. But I'd rather be safe than sorry and just not bother having anything that's burnable here. And I don't think wood is going to really suit this area too well either. So I think we're on the right track. Something like that. Dispensers below all of these. Wiring them up might be trickier than I thought. I haven't really thought about that part yet. But we should be okay. Okay, so we're going to have that there. What we need to do is actually go 2 below it, don't we? Even though this is a super flat world, it's a shame that we can't actually convert this world into a custom super flat. Obviously on TU25, they came out with the custom super flat worlds, which is really, really cool to be able to have a super flat world that is actually multiple blocks deep. That's obviously one of its really cool functions. We can also make up exactly what floor we wanted. I would have still gone for grass anyway, so that doesn't really make a difference. But to be able to dig down further than we can currently would be really, really helpful, because on a super flat world, you only get 1, 2, 3 blocks, and then you hit bedrock, which isn't fantastic. Isn't great for doing redstone underneath the ground. You need to be very, very clever and controlled about where exactly you put all of your redstone. We should still have enough room to be able to wire it. We could always use carpet if we needed one extra block height. It's very easy to then just place carpet over the top. We done that on the very recent, what's it called? Capture the flag style map. we done that, so there are ways around it, but we should be good. Okay, one here. This is an awful lot of fire, but we want it to last a decent amount of time. We don't want the mini game to be over before it begins. You want to actually have a good game, don't you? So we'll do that one there. I think I remember to put dispensers under each one. Probably not. I usually do forget. We will easily find out once we trigger them all. Because obviously once they're triggered, they'll all set on fire. And then we'll be able to very easily tell. In fact, what I should do, it'll be quicker to actually poke out the holes. And then go around with that. And then go around with netherrack. That's probably quicker, isn't it? Choo-choo. 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 Oops. Choo-choo. Pow-pow. Pow-pow. Pow. Oop, pow. Pow. Bang, 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 bang. The only trouble is if you do too many, you're likely to forget. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. I'm probably not going to touch this mini game before episode 100. I'm going to leave it for us to continue after the world tour. But if you guys did enjoy the episode, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I shall see you in the next episode, episode 100. I cannot wait. Alright, guys. Bye!